Another former Georgia All-American chiming in on the quarterback race. What's that mean for the Dogs? Where are they right now? I'm going to tell you all I know leading up to Georgia's game with Arkansas. Stick with me here. Dean Legge from Dog Post, making you a smarter Georgia fan, and Matt Stinchcomb, no dummy. What he has to say earlier this week on the SEC Network, I think, he cut straight to the point. Here's what Matt had to say. I think we're going to see D'Wan Mathis, which is kind of a full circle conversation because we're talking about the two transfers to the Georgia program, Jamie Newman from Wake Forest and the JT Daniels, both coming in, thought to be the front runners for that starting position, and now D'Wan Mathis is seemingly emerging as a starter in week one. So I've talked a lot this week about what former All-Americans at Georgia have had to say. Where you're talking about Aaron Murray, David Pollock, or Matt Stinchcomb now. And it is clear that whether D'Wan Mathis starts or not, he's going to be playing significant snaps at Georgia. Now, the three guys I mentioned they go about their job slightly different. They're all three in broadcasting. Aaron still has his toe in playing. We'll see if that continues. David obviously fully in broadcasting at ESPN, and then Matt in broadcasting with ESPN and Disney at the SEC Network. They all have different personalities when they start talking about things. Matt is the most serious. That's probably why you saw him get straight to the point here. And, David is more hyperbolic, and that's why you hear him talk the way he did. And, of course, Aaron is very optimistic and a lot of energy. Aaron didn't have much bad to say about any of the quarterbacks. But all three of these guys are checking out what we're hearing behind the scenes, which is that Mathis is the one that you've got to watch out for. What is harder to know moving forward here is why. Now, I think Matt's got it pretty well right in many ways, which is not uncommon for him. When you start talking about building an offense for an 8-month period that includes the assumption that a transfer quarterback who has the ability to run as well as throw is going to be your guy, you're going to craft your offense towards that. Jamie Newman has been gone for about 2 weeks now. A little more than 2 weeks. Of the guys on the team at quarterback right now, there are two that are most like Jamie Newman. One, D'Wan Mathis. Two, Stetson Bennett. Well, it looks like Stetson is the 4 right now, okay? And it seems like Mathis and D'Wan Mathis and JT Daniels are fighting it out for the number 1, with Carson Beck kind of looking around, figuring out how he can get in that fight. The other question is about JT Daniels' health. That's something that's so hard for us as reporters. I'm just speaking for myself. We have not seen a single practice. We've seen very limited cut-ups of what Georgia's done. Look, straight to the point, Matt played with Kirby. And, I don't know how close they are, but I know the people that I played with in college, we keep up with each other. And do we talk about who the starter is? I don't know. Maybe that's probably not what they talk about when they talk, if they talk. But, you got Jonas Jennings is in the program. He played with Matt, okay, on the offensive line, if I'm not mistaken. They were right there around the same time. And if not, his brother John did. So you can see what's seeping through and why people should expect Mathis. Now, what are you going to get with Mathis if he's your guy? And are you getting him because of the knee of JT Daniels? Or is this what was laid out earlier, where you have a basic idea of what you want to do as an offense, and although Mathis may not be the best quarterback, the best thrower allegedly is Beck, the guy with the most experience obviously is Daniels. So there's no perfect scenario here. Does he best fit what you're trying to do? That is so critical. Justin Fields was not a great fit for what Georgia was trying to do in 2018. He was a great fit for what Ohio State was doing in 2019. Matthew Stafford tries to go to Florida, do what the Gators were doing at the time with Tim Tebow, wouldn't have worked. But it would have worked better than Tim Tebow trying to come into Athens and throw the football. Just so a lot of this is about who fits best where. Mathis, it's clear, has got massive momentum. The questions remain, though, can he do what he's got to do when he's got to do it? Can he get through the pre-snap situation? Does he get nervous during important moments? You know, we're all human. Can he consistently make plays with his arms? Well, with his arms specifically. If he could make it with both, that'd be even better, I guess, for Georgia. But we're going to just go ahead and stick with the one arm throwing. Can he do what he's got to do at the moment he has to do it? For a quarterback, there's more of that than for a DB or a safety. But that is the question with Mathis because we simply don't know. Okay, the only guy on this roster right now at quarterback who's played meaningful downs in college football is JT Daniels. And he's not been cleared as of earlier this week. Could he be cleared the Friday before Arkansas? I kind of expect him to, but I'm not a physician. I'm not going to act like I know because I've never seen the kid. But I do assume that. There's been some reporting, which Kirby has knocked down, that he was cleared. Well, he was cleared. No. Kirby says no. So, that means no to me. I just think with Mathis, you're getting a different dynamic, but it's still quarterback. There's a lot of guys who are gifted athletically who also play quarterback. Jeff Sims at Tech played terrible last week against Florida State, and Florida State, and Tech still won. You look at the quarterback of Florida State, whose name escapes me, he can't play like those guys. He's got to play like what you were expecting Jamie Newman to be, which is smart, controlled, and poised. That will lead Georgia down the path to success over time. The other thing to me, and I don't expect Kirby to name anyone the starter. I think it's just going to happen. But if it ever comes out that he's the starter or whatever, but I do want to say this before too long. I think if you're going with Mathis, you basically are saying, hey, we're going for it. Like, we're pushing forward and we're going for it. They did that with Jacob Eason in 2016. They were not cool with going with Grayson Lambert. Smart move. But, they never went back to Eason. They didn't go with Justin. In this case, I think Kirby would be saying basically, hey, we're going with it. Kid's going to make mistakes. We're going to, we could lose a game. Maybe we don't lose a game. But he's going to make mistakes, but he's the guy that we're going to lean on the most. I expect to see multiple quarterbacks. I expect one of those multiple ones to be Mathis. After that, I'm a little more hazy about what it will be, but we'll see, and we'll have you covered at Dog Post. I want you to take a look at this Carson Beck. I could put Carson up there, but you see it. It's Brock Vandegrift. Check that out. Another quarterback coming in the future for the Dogs.